Hi, I'm Sherry Harlan Davis, program host for Reid Beside You. And today we are welcoming our guest, Jennifer Coltari and Megan Smith from Reid Rehab. Welcome, ladies.
Hi, Sherry.
And first of all, Jennifer, you were here last month.
Yes, so
we don't need an introduction, but Megan, tell us how you came to Reid.
So I am a pediatric physical therapist, and I started at Reid as a new grad 19 years ago, almost 20 now, and worked for many years as a clinician. And then about 7-8 years ago, I took over the role of pediatric therapy manager, and have just been kind of exploring my passion in pediatrics for the last several years, trying to grow those programs.
Oh, great. And you are here to talk about a new venture for Reid Health.
Yes.
So, and that venture is?
The Kids Health Fair.
Okay.
Yes.
So, why a Kids Health Fair?
Well, I'm really excited about this event. So this is something that I've kind of had in the back of my mind for quite some time. I've got all kinds of ideas about pediatrics, and this is one that I just happened to start a conversation with marketing about, and they were very excited about the event. So kind of the background is there's lots of events within the community and the surrounding communities that focus on health and wellness for adults, and this is really something that I'm passionate about, to try to get the word out there and some connections made for health and wellness for kids. So it's an event that is fun. Families can come, bring their kids, and really touch base with some of those services that Reid offers that are kid specific, and get those resources available to them. And it's also, I think, going to be a great event for the services within our Reid Health platform, that we can touch base and make connections and relationships with each other, so that we can just continue to strengthen what we offer for kids and families across the community.
And before, I just want to reiterate that this was an internal idea. You saw a need, and then working with marketing and your director, so now we're coming to fruition.
Yeah.
So that's pretty awesome.
Absolutely. Marketing really kind of took the idea and they've helped us get all of the key players together and really make those connections, and had great ideas of how we can pull things together into a great event that's got lots of programs that we can offer, but also a lot of fun things that we can do that I think will be really exciting for the kids and families who come.
And so who should attend this health fair?
Everybody, families across the community with kids of all ages. I think there will really be some pertinent information shared no matter the age of the kid that you have. Even though we're really focusing on medical offerings and health and wellness, you don't have to have a certain diagnosis. There doesn't have to be a certain age. It's really, we're looking for families with kids of all ages that can come, and I think you're going to take away important medical information. Jenny's going to talk a little bit more about some of the specific offerings that we're going to have, but anybody and everybody is welcome and encouraged to attend.
And this will be a great opportunity for members of the community who have never been to the rehab building to see exactly what you have to offer.
Absolutely, yes.
So what are some of the components that we'll see at the fair?
Sure. So as Megan had previously said, that we have a lot of different departments within Reid Health that are going to be there, that are going to have booths. We have, of course, rehab services will be there. It's at our location. I know that we're going to have the audiology practice will be there, the pediatrics, family medicine will be there. Trying to think who else we have that's going to be there. Wellness is going to be there, including sports performance. The medical fitness programs are going to be there. Family birthing center, the neighborhood health center will be there. As you can see, we have the list on the screen. And, you know, we're still working on inviting more to come, so that way we can have a well-rounded event for those that are coming.
And these are all, one of the things we wanted to share, that the people that will be there are all more internal or Reid-related departments.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep, it's everything that Reid can offer to our families in the community.
So, for instance, will you get to learn about, for instance, a childhood checkup? Was that available? Can you explain more?
Yes, so at each of these booths, we're encouraging each of the departments that are going to be there to have some form of offering related to children, kids' health and wellness and development. We are going to have free screenings available. We have ones that look at speech and language development, cognitive development, physical, like gross and fine motor skills. So this list is not inclusive of everything. There's going to be much more that we're going to offer at this event.
So that would be, and possibly even if since often you don't see some of what the screenings, who would need a screening maybe until they get to school or just very noticeable. So this would help it be more preventative.
Yes, that's the whole purpose of this event is to get that information out there so that way we can help promote wellness, healthy development, and be able to catch those items, before they become, an issue.
I know we hadn't discussed this, but Megan, can you describe a typical visit for someone that comes to see you?
So on the outpatient rehab services side, absolutely. We've got physical therapy, occupational therapy, and speech therapy. The primary care provider or specialist usually refers the children to us, and their first visit is an assessment. So we are looking at whatever our specialty is. As a physical therapist, I'm looking at their overall development. I'm looking at their strength, their flexibility, how they're moving throughout their environment, if there's things that are limiting their participation, either in the family activities or community, and really looking at the whole child. And a lot of times that'll end up with a referral. I may refer to occupational therapy or speech therapy because I'm looking at their overall development. And then we set up a plan of care from there. We decide what needs they have, set goals for them with input from the families, and then really work towards those goals to just help them reach their greatest potential.
What's the typical time, or is there any type of typical time that the child would see you?
Really, we see kids of all ages. We see all the way from infants up until teenage years. And we really do push early intervention, so the earlier a kid can get referred to us is ideal. As we're getting in with those kids, there's a lot of research to support early intervention really helps improve outcomes. But sometimes kids, you may not see some signs and symptoms come out until they're a little bit later in age. So there's no age that we don't take. We really encourage any time that you have needs to talk with your physician, talk with your healthcare provider, and get a referral.
So that just really encourages that we need all the children that would be possibly eligible, so that they can determine what their child's needs are.
Absolutely.
And by having the experts, you two, and the rest of your staff,
yes,
they're more apt to see it.
Yep, absolutely.
And are you going to have giveaways? What are you going to have once you come after finding out some of the screenings? What's available?
So yes, we will be having some fun prizes. We're working on doing a scavenger hunt or some sort of passport type event. So that way, as you're going around to all the different booths, you can collect stamps for that. And then yes, we'll be having giveaways, prizes. We're going to have fun and games. We have different departments that are really working on some fun events for the kids while the parents are getting the information to try and make it engaging for everyone that'll be there.
And that sounds fun. Mm-hmm. And the event will be held at Reid Rehab?
Yep, so we are really excited to host the event at our rehab services building. Our pediatric area in particular, which is obviously where my passion lies, we had it refurbished several years ago, so it's a state-of-the-art facility, very, very kid-friendly, and I always look for opportunities that we can show it off to the community. So we're really excited that the event will happen at our building. As Jenny was mentioning, almost it's like a scavenger hunt passport that you go through, so the families will be able to walk through the building as they attend the different booths and really see what we offer. And not only on the pediatric side, because obviously parents are going to be bringing their kids, so they'll get an idea of what rehab services has to offer to the adult community as well. So even though the programming isn't specific, they're going to see the great facility that we have to offer and just the wide variety of things that we can do.
And I think the majority of the community might have no idea what there is a pediatric side.
Absolutely.
So often, especially after a surgery and they're doing their rehabilitation from a hip or a knee replacement, people have become accustomed to seeing someone come in and go to the left
Yes, absolutely.
of the building.
Yes.
Another thing is I can't share enough how exciting the children's side and the pediatric side. We had when the grand opening came with the chamber and shared with the chamber members.
Yes.
How wonderful the pediatric area is. So it's like so exciting to see that the community will get to enjoy and learn.
Yes, absolutely.
And possibly meet some various needs that are unmet in our community.
Yes.
Before we close, what's something I'm going to ask both of you? What's one thing you would like the community to know about the Children's Health Fair or just the rehab center in general?
I think our biggest thing is that we want everyone to know that anyone can come. Like Megan had touched on before, it's not just for children that are currently receiving services. This is for truly looking at development and wellness of all of the children in our community. So we really want everyone that can to come out and see us on August 20th at our rehab building, just so that way we can bring awareness to the community of everything that we can offer to you and your children.
And Megan?
I definitely will just want everybody to know what we are and who we are and where we are. Because I think unless you've been referred by your physician, you don't always know that these services are available in our community. We know that they're in bigger cities, but Richmond has it right here for our community. And we just offer a wealth of things for patients and families.
And that's the big thing. I don't believe a lot of people understand that they don't have to travel an hour.
Absolutely.
Because we have the services right here in our community.
Yes.
Well, I want to thank both of you for joining us today, both Jennifer and Megan. And we look forward to seeing the community on August 20th.
Yes.
From 10 to 2 at the Children's Health Fair. And thank you for joining us today on Reid Beside You.
We know this legendary institution. They have 3 goals: pain-free, quicker recovery, and shorter hospital stays. Here are your doctors of Reid Orthopedics. The eviscerator of pain, Dr. Chris Nair. Dr. James Bones Natal. The Wizard of Wall Street, Dr. Mario Lee. The talent, Dr. Joel McClurg. This team, this care, this treatment. The doctors of Reid Orthopedics.
Welcome back to Reid Beside You. And we are welcoming the ladies from our Reid Health Foundation, and we'd like to introduce to you Sarah Straightner.
Hi.
And Megan Broker.
Hello.
So, ladies, can you tell us, I'm sure when people hear the foundation, and it's the summer, one of the first things you think of is Reid Ride, and you have your shirts on. So, tell us a little bit about, before we go into that, both of you have been here a year or less. So let's see how you came to Reid. So you want to start, Sarah?
Sure. So I started as an intern when I was in college. I happened to fall into Reid Ride for the first time, and it was in the buildup of riders and the media challenges, and I fell into that. I loved what I was doing. I went and continued my education, and then I started back in August.
Great. And Megan?
Yes, so I do not have a long history with the foundation. I started last July. My first event was Reid Ride. I came in and we all were guns a-blazing for that event. But I have fallen in love with the nonprofit work and the philanthropy and working with people throughout our communities as they give back to our communities, to people in need. So,
And you have a great board as well.
yes.
So tell us about this year's Reid Ride.
Yeah, so Reid Ride is going to be on August 20th this year. We kept it back in August. It's going to start at 8 a.m. Registration will happen 7 a.m. that morning. And this year we are looking to bring back the more fun atmosphere, trying to come out of the pandemic, not make it so come and go, rush. We want it to be just inviting for everybody to come, all ages to come, families. It's not a race, it is a ride. This year we have added on an extended route.
We want to see who can ride the 30 miles this year.
Yes.
Who can go that extra 15 miles, because it's not me.
Yes. So we actually will have 3 route options. We'll have around the 8 mile, the 15, I think it's 15 and a half-ish miles, and then a little over a 30-mile route that individuals can choose from that day. So we've kind of just doubled each of the routes. We listen to our people that have participated in the past, and they've asked for a longer route, and some individuals still want the short route. So,
But the nice part is you're shaded on the greenway for the first big portion of your ride. So if you're doing the 30, you've got 12 miles of beautiful shaded greenway. And then you're on the country back roads, which are just as beautiful. There's usually a cornfield or a bean field that you're driving by that's just beautiful in the middle of the summer, and plenty of EMS and fire departments along the route to make sure that you are safe, as well as making sure that the SAG vehicles to help you if you have a tire that falls flat. We've got plenty of people on the route, so it's not like you'll be out there alone.
I just want to reiterate the when you're saying you have a longer route, or for some of the more experienced riders.
Yes.
And I know last year we joked that we had a new physician who came on board, and he was bicycling so quickly he almost went past all of. He just passed all the security safety features. So,
Yes.
so I do know, I'm aware that there are people that were miles ahead of like the pack.
Yes.
absolutely, yes.
The another thing with when you're saying so the big changes this year, we have a longer route, and another thing is some of the new activities. We're doing things after the race.
Yes, so we want to bring back what was fondly referred to as the Party Pavilion. So that's a place where everybody can kind of hang out afterwards. We're going to have our sponsors there holding a booth, so that way you can stop and see what they're doing. Because our corporate partners in the community, they make this ride what it is. They're a part of this just as much as our riders. They help us provide the shoes for kids. So without them there, so you can see them, you kind of just see a name and you don't get to see the face. So we wanted to bring back that festival-like atmosphere and have vendor booths set up so that way you can meet our corporate partners and you can see what they're doing in the community, as well as what we're trying to do for the community.
And that we missed that during COVID. So
Absolutely, yeah.
So I'm sure that the community welcomes that piece back. Then one of the things. So who should come? I know that one of the things as we promote youth, and including our youth. So is there something special this year?
Absolutely. So this year we have decided that all youth will ride for free, 18 and under, as long as they are going to be a senior, going into their senior year of high school, and as long as they have an adult rider with them. So yes, we're excited to get more kids involved of all ages. Absolutely.
And that's always exciting to see families
Yes.
come in and ride. So
Yes, because it is not a race, so
Right.
it's one of the safest rides that anybody could do. So we don't encourage like hardcore, let's go race each other. We just want it to be a leisure, and I know some of the 30 milers will be long gone before any of the families start, so good for them.
Not me.
Then, and the other thing is, was we're looking at the celebration. Can you give me an idea of some of the people that will be there or companies?
So we actually have quite a few people that are going to be there. One of our big sponsors is Harrington Hoke. They provide us water each year, so be sure to pick up your Harrington Hoke water.
There's hydration station.
The hydration stations, and don't worry, we're going to have the apple wraps. I've already been told that if we don't have those, people would be very upset. But aside from that, we're going to have Primex there. We're going to have G1013 and Kicks 96 out there playing music before you leave, when you come back. I hear that there's possibly going to be a competition of sorts from our friends at Kicks 96. So they're really looking at getting you involved when you come back to have that fun. You know, look at carnival games, cornhole on the lot. The whole parking lot's going to be used. So it's not just going to be the 4 tents that you see pop up on Friday night and then are gone by Sunday. It's going to be tents everywhere, and you're going to see a lot of smiling and laughing and the fun that you expect after you've gone and ridden 30 miles with some of your not so familiar closest friends of Reid Ride.
And for people that have never experienced Reid Ride or been around, the energy is just incredible. Not only for the riders, but the volunteers. So getting the excitement. And I know I normally volunteer at registration. And so the fun is as people come in to register, and we're going to talk about registration. So as they come to register, what we mean by registration is checking in.
Correct.
And can we talk about that check-in time?
Yes.
I mean, because is it a little later?
It is later.
Or is the race starting later?
The race starts, the ride starts at 8, and we check in at 7 because in August the sun rises a little bit later than our July start time used to. So we want to make sure that riders have the daylight that they can get out there and be safe on the road. So check-in starts at 7, and when you come up to the table, you will sign a waiver, and then you will let them know your name so we can make sure that we've got you there in case anything happens. And then you'll go get in line to get ready to start, and then at 8 o'clock promptly, our wondrous Randy Kirk will be in the lift, which glad it's him, not me, to start everybody off on the ride because I am far too terrified of heights to be up in that lift.
And that's a joy for Randy.
Oh, absolutely, yes.
His bright smile every year.
And for people that is registration now open?
It is. You can register at reidride.org, and when you register, it will ask you how many riders and how many children you have registering, and then you will put in your information. You can make an extra donation if you feel so inclined, and that will get you registered, and then you should get notified from our office that you've been registered for Reid Ride. And then if you follow us on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, we will have updates and behind the scenes and all that sort of stuff leading up to Reid Ride, because we like to show what we're doing in our office to the community, because without them, this event would not be possible. We have people near and far show up for this event.
It's always interesting to see some of the people that have been in all Reid Rides.
Yes.
Yes.
And another thing, so we were talking about Reid Ride, but our ultimate goal is Shoes for Kids.
Correct, yes. So Reid Ride came about to promote raising funds to put tennis shoes on kids in our service areas. And so each year we raise funds through registrations as well as our corporate partnerships to put shoes on kids. And we have shoe distributions in all of our service areas. We're actually trying to grow our Shoes for Kids program in all of our areas. So, yeah.
And you want to introduce your new Shoes for Kids contact?
Yes, our new Shoes for Kids contact is Miss Sherry.
Yay!
I'm really excited. So just so the community understands, all the background work is still handled by the foundation. It's just I'm out in the community a lot, so it makes getting as we expand some of our partnerships, I'm able to do that. So I'm really excited.
Yes.
I like to say I've actually, prior to coming to Reid, worked in the schools, and probably one of the most exciting and emotional days were the days that when we were doing shoe distribution. So that's real near and dear to my heart, because for some children, this is the only pair of shoes that they get for the entire year.
Absolutely. Yes.
So we come full circle.
Yes. Yes.
But we also would like to, then another thing is, so if someone doesn't want, they want to donate to Reid Ride, but they aren't a rider, is there an option for that?
Yes, when you are on the Reid Ride website, you have the opportunity to either register or go to our donation form. You just want to make sure that you select Reid Ride, and then that donation will go directly into the Shoes for Kids fund, and that will be where all of the funds go to be distributed out when we purchase shoes. And the shoes are nice shoes. They're not, just cheapest shoes we can find. They're name brands a lot of time, like Nike, Adidas, Saucony, anything that you can think of.
Merrill.
They are very nice on your feet, and they're shoes that should last these kids through their year. Some of these kids, it's the one pair they get, and that pair needs to last. So buying the nice shoes allows that for them. So we want you to be able to do what you want to do with that. So there is both options on there, as well as the chance to be a part of our media challenge, which has now changed to the Reid Ride Challenge. We have brought that back, and instead of trying to get the most riders as a corporate partner, you are trying to raise the most funds. So if you want to make a donation but support your favorite corporate partner, you can go to their page if they're participating, and then from there you can make your donation, and it will go directly into the Shoes for Kids fund.
That's exciting. The need continues to grow in our service area, and just by being with the distribution side, people will say, great, so can you come to my site? But there's only so much to go around. So the more riders we have, the more donors that donate, then we're able to give out more shoes.
Absolutely.
And so that's very important, and we hope that you can either ride or be a donor for Reid Ride. I want to thank both Sarah and Megan, and thank you for joining us today on Reid Beside You.